Hello! Today is my Booktube birthday. My second Booktube birthday. I only realized this because I share this birthday with Karen from Roving Reader, and she just posted it on Instagram. I was like, hey, we have the same Booktube birthday, so I should do something. And last year I did the Booktube birthday tag, so I'm doing the same one this year. I have just grabbed the questions. I have not prepared this. I'm not planning on editing, so bear with me. First question, how many years? I'm going to be linking the original tag down below as well as my video from last year. By the way, I wonder whether my answers will be very different. How many years on Booktube are you celebrating? 2. What has kept you motivated to continue making videos? The connections that we make, obviously. I know that's a standard answer, and community and blah blah blah, but it's true. And I've also appreciated that because I think about books and my own thoughts about reading out loud, and I try to flesh them out a little bit more, I've seen my own reading experiences improve. I have slowed down my reading itself and tried to get a little bit more in depth into books, and that's been really good. I think I see how I as a reader, and maybe as a person not per se, but at least as a reader, that I'm growing in that way, so that's nice. It's motivating. What are the 3, I'm sorry, I have my phone here. What are 3 of your favorite videos you've made in the past year and why? This is where preparing this video might have been good. I always like making the stats at the end of the year. When I look at my reading and the books and making pie charts, that's always fun. And I also did that for, I did a survey for Invisible Cities to ask people about their experience. That was also great fun to see what answers people had, and then try to find ways in which to show that information in a way that was maybe a little bit interesting. A 3rd video, I wouldn't necessarily know. There aren't any that really come to mind. I liked showing you my bicycling. And that is, by the way, something that is going to be happening a 2nd time because I've finished reading The Lord of the Rings, The Return of the King, and I'll be inserting some of the footage from my holiday where I have been cycling in that, so there'll be a little bit of that. But no, there's nothing really special. Maybe I should think about that to do a little bit more random videos sometimes. Let's see, 4th question. What have you struggled with on Booktube in the past year and how did you overcome that struggle? There was a period where I wasn't really comfortable with my reading. I was overwhelmed by all of the books that I wanted to read. And in the end, it was a little bit paired with what's it called? A reading slump. And in the end, I think I got back into it by reading some just comfy books, like middle grade book that I had read when I was a child, and that is how I kind of slowly got back into it, just not forcing myself to do anything. And there's another thing that I've been, well, it's not really struggling, but it's always at the back of my mind that I don't do a lot of very special things on here, and that's fine, but sometimes I wish I did a little bit more, and I wish I had more skills to go into depth into books. But now, because I've been grouping the books that I read in themes or in genres, that's been a little bit better. It gives me more space to think about the books. That has improved both my reading and what I get to tell you guys on here. So that's kind of how I've been dealing with that. Let me see. Choose one moment from the past year on Booktube that you would love to relive. I think reliving love so that you want to relive might be a very strong emotion, but moments that I did love and that were off camera were meeting people. So I love meeting Paula from Joy a Book. We met a couple of times. We used to live rather nearby, but now that I've moved it's a little bit further away, it has not kept us from meeting up. That's been a lot of fun because we have a lot of things in common and a lot of things we can talk about. And I also met up with Pauline from Dancing Lawn, who's not been making videos for the past couple of months, but I loved it when she did, and I loved meeting up with her in the summer because I was in the city that she lived in, so I figured to ask if she was interested in meeting up. And that was also lots of fun. She showed me around, and we walked around the city apparently 3 times, and I have no sense of orientation, so I had just had a very long walk and kept seeing new things, and she was like, I'm sorry the city's so small, we've done the same thing 3 times. Like, We have. Yes, we've walked past the statues 3 times. We have. So that was fun. But yeah, off-camera things. Any plans for the future? Not necessarily. Not that I can think of right now. Let's go to the next question. Shout out a huge supporter of your channel. Paula, obviously. Joe Smith, also. He's also been doing Invisible Cities, and I love how he's also been sharing his experience and always commenting on what I've been doing for the project. That's been nice. And there's also a live friend, I would say, that so that's Marta, if you're watching. I really like it that sometimes you would comment on my videos, but sometimes also in real life it's, hey, I saw your video, blah blah blah, and that's sometimes it comes from a corner that I keep not expecting it, even though I know it's been happening for 2 years. But I feel really supported by that also, and obviously my boyfriend, who supports by opening the video, clicking on thumbs up, and then clicking the video away. I've always feel supported by that as well. Next question. What's the best book you read in this year? Bewilderment by Richard Powers. I love that book. Definitely a new favorite. And I've also really liked Piranesi by Suzanne Clark. It wasn't necessarily best book of the year last year, but it's really hung around in my head, so maybe it has dethroned my official favorite book last year. But Bewilderment, all-time new favorite. Love it. Let's see. Where do you see your channel in a year's time, and what do you hope to have achieved? I don't need to achieve stuff. I hope that I keep having fun. I hope that I keep meeting friends. I hope that I develop a little bit more still how I talk about books and what I see in books, and keep having a little bit more depth. Maybe if I only have 2 videos that jump to mind as, oh, those were fun to make, I should try to think of more fun stuff to film, but this is a side project. I'm doing this, yeah, I mean, it will be more fun if I put more time into it, but at the same time I don't have that much time and energy, so no plans, just going along with it, and that's fine by me. Last question. Tag someone whose anniversary is coming up. Obviously, Karen, if you haven't seen this, although you might have filmed something by now because you're more prepared than I am, obviously. But otherwise, no, if you have your Booktube birthday coming up, I would recommend doing this because it's a nice way to, you know, reflect on things, even if it's just for a short time. Thanks for watching. I'll see you at least next year, my next Booktube video, tag birthday thing. I hope I have no editing to do because I really don't feel like doing that. I'm gonna shut up. Bye.
Ba-chum, ba-chum, chum.